stroke. We're just going to focus on one hand at a time. We're just going to think about different steps we want to be thinking about when we do this exercise. Usually it's the first exercise we do when we sit down behind the drum set. So, okay, so Jim, what's the first thing you're thinking about when you grip the stick?
My thumb
Right.
on the stick, not too hard, but that fatty part of my thumb.
Fatty part of your thumb being nice in good connection, nice and snug on the stick, and the positioning on the stick too, right?
Right, and my second finger, not gripping too tight, but just wrapped around that
When you
stick.
say the second finger, which one is that?
This finger,
So that's your middle finger.
middle finger.
Middle finger, right? The good connection with the middle finger.
And the stick, I could feel it in my precipice or whatever they call that.
Right, that wrist bone,
yeah.
the pisiform.
Yeah, pisiform,
Mhm.
right.
And yeah, and that's going to give you a good three finger, focus. But now see what's happening a little bit now is that the thumb, you're losing a little bit of that fatty
Yeah.
connection on the thumb. Yeah, so we do need to put a little bit of tone into that, but not a death grip type
Yeah.
tone. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so those are your three thoughts, right? So
Yeah.
now that's already taken like, half a minute or more. So now let's get into the position that you want to be in. Good. And to make sure your body is, checking with your body, make sure there's no weird tension going around in it. And then take a breath. And then just do one, that's it. And just do one and then check in again. So now notice when you took a breath, you kind of held it a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you take a breath, because you're thinking all these things. So when we get the setup, just hold that form gently, right? We don't want to death grip it, just hold it gently. And we take the breath. And then just release it out from your nose like you normally would if you were just walking down the street. Yeah, that one was better. That was even better because you put a little more energy into it. The more energy we put into it, the more energy we're going to be able to receive from the stick coming back on that full stroke. And then we check in. So we do it, then we check in, and we can look to see how our form is with our hand. And then we do the other hand. So I'm going to give you the stick, or just work with one stick. I like that even better because that way you don't even have to worry about holding the other stick at all. So you're doing your setup, getting that thumb nice and snug, but not too snug. And now with this hand, we've noticed that this is called a three-finger fulcrum grip. And we've noticed that it's just the way that you're programmed right now is that when you put your middle finger snugly down, that the pinky tends to come off a lot from the stick. Which is, I think that's okay for now, just something to kind of be aware of, right? Because I'd rather you have the connection with the middle finger on the stick than to have the pinky completely down on the stick. So let's see how that goes. Let's just do one of that. Yeah, that was pretty good. And then just take a breath and release it normally. We don't have to hold a breath at all when we're doing this exercise. There you go. That's great. Yeah, now that time, that was a little bit too fast because we can't get the kinesthetic information we're going for with this exercise. So if we do it slow, we get that information. We get more of that information. So try it one more time. Yeah. And the left is harder. The left is harder, man. It's just we're all, well, at least for us righties, we're all like right dominant with this stuff. And then stop, pause there. Oh, when we stop, sometimes we don't want to have to look at it every time. Maybe just do a couple and then just kind of feel it in your hand. And then maybe every 2 or 3, you can kind of turn around to see where the positioning of the fingers are. One more, and that's it. Yeah, that's good. And then we stop, look at the positioning, and then that's it. So the whole thing should take less than 5 minutes. This video is less than 5 minutes. So, and that's it. And then move on to the next activity. Awesome.